in there any designing part or something. So
ఓన్లీ
just
ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి. బట్ మనకి నాన్ ప్రొడ్ లైసెన్స్ అని ఉంటుంది. దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో డిప్లాయ్, అంటే ఎడిట్ చేసుకునే ఆప్షన్ కూడా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సి మనకి
yeah.
మెయిన్గా వాళ్ళు చెప్పేది ఏంటి అంటే, ఇఫ్ ఏదైనా ఇష్యూ వస్తే కనుక మళ్ళీ మీరు యూఐపాత్ స్టూడియో అక్కడ ఏంటి ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లో ఓపెన్ చేయకూడదు. బికాజ్
Mhm.
ఇట్ డజంట్ హ్యావ్ యాక్సెస్. మీరు మళ్ళీ యూఐపాత్ స్టూడియో మీ లోకల్లోనే లైక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్లోనే యూజ్ చేయాలి.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so the answer can be something like this. Um,
Okay.
I have like um, in production we have only UiPath runtime or UiPath robot where it executes the bot. So the next question will be like, how can you find if there are any errors? How can you find them? So mainly I'll check with the logs, and with the logs I'll be able to get it. If I am not able to get it with the logs, I will go into UiPath machine. In that same machine, log into the machine manually, and I will check with the system logs. So UiPath logs will be written in the files, so I will check with them. So first option, I will check with the UiPath orchestrator. By using UiPath orchestrator logs, I can easily find the issues. So this is what your answer can be. బట్ ఆన్ ప్రెమైస్ ఆర్కెస్ట్రేటర్, క్లౌడ్ ఆర్కెస్ట్రేటర్ అనేది ఆన్ ప్రెమైస్ అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ లైక్ if you are maintaining an organization, if I am maintaining an organization and I have a machine available with me, like in my laptop or in my machine, in my intranet, like in my organization, I can give access to only those 4 machines. Intranet in the sense it cannot be accessible to outside networks.
Okay, okay, okay. Got your point. Yeah.
So that is on premise.
ఓకే. సో ప్రొడక్షన్‌లో యాక్చువల్‌గా మనము వీడీఐతో అట్లా కనెక్ట్ అంటే వీడీఐ త్రూ
You can
మనము
connect through VDI.
క్లయింట్ క్లయింట్‌ది యాక్చువల్‌గా రన్ చేసి చూస్తాం. అంటే హౌ ఇట్స్ గో ప్రాక్టికల్‌గా చేసి చూస్తామా?
Yeah, now we will do it today. Okay. So Pallavi, please share your screen. Mahesh, Dheeraj, and Vijay, share your emails, please. Faster. Today we cannot delay anything.
Email address, right?
Yes. Email addresses where you are accessing your cloud.uipod.com. The same email address.
Okay.
Hi, Shivam.
Yeah. So
Okay. Open cloud.uipod.com. Pallavi, you need to do it. Make it faster. We cannot have any delay
no,
for
it's
the.
not my problem actually. It is not working.
Okay.
It's a network issue.
Okay. If you're having network issue, then we may need to pull in someone else.
Uh, Please, if this possible, you can go with that option because I'm having major network issue.
If
Okay.
it's fine, then I can share my screen.
Yes, please go ahead and
Yeah.
so open your UiPath orchestrator.
Mahesh will learn also because he's
Everyone need to learn, not
having
only one.
problem. Actually, he's having. I mean, he wants to learn how to deploy, so he's excited actually.
So Mahesh, we will be using your default tenant as a production machine. Okay.
Okay.
On the left side, there is admin. Can you click on admin? Left, bottom. Go to accounts and groups. Okay. Now you are the only person who is trying to work with this orchestrator. Okay. But for a developer to have access or for someone else to have the access, you need to invite users. Okay. There is another way. You can create users like it will be same mostly. Click on invite users. I'll give you. Okay. Yeah. Give Dheeraj and Dheeraj5 at gmail.com. Check in the chat. Yeah.
Enter.
Yes. So other than that, so we need more emails. Come on.
Can I give mine?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Shivam, Vijay, Shivam gave.
I think we can see the people right who are there in the in this group there from where we can get the emails.
No, I want people who are interested to give the given the access. Okay, done. Stop it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 users and give automation users, automation administrators, and developers all the accesses. Later we can change. Okay. Yeah, these four are the emails that you are going to use. Click on invite. Okay. Hit on allocate licenses. So now you are allocating the licenses depending on the groups. Okay. Uh, so here, if you see, there are 2 attended licenses available and 1 automation developer license available. Okay. There are 2 automation developers. One you are utilizing, and the second one is you can give it to someone. Okay. So press cancel. You can avoid the licenses for now.
Okay.
Refresh and see. Okay. Everyone, whoever are given their emails, everyone will get their email ID. In their email ID, they will get an email. Login to Mahesh Traders uh, orchestrator tenant. Okay, we will be able to see if you are able to log in or not from here, but log in to Mahesh Traders. Okay,
So I think they might have received an invite, right, to join
correct.
over here.
So Srivatsa got it and logged in.
So
Stop sending emails because we are not taking any more emails. Please check with the demo. Okay. Now what we have done, the first step is we took the emails and we updated them in the accounts and user groups. Can you go to robot accounts? There are no more robot accounts groups. So when we are having these groups, we can allocate licenses to the groups itself. For example, in an administrator, if I have 10 licenses, so click on the robot option next to administrator.
True administrator.
Administrators, man. Below display name, yeah. On the right side, there is robot symbol.
So,
Right side, I said. Yeah. So here we can automatically assign them these licenses if we want. For example, if I joined into this group, I will be allocated with any one of the license. I can pick whatever license I want. Okay, but for now, let's hold on giving the licenses. Press cancel. Okay. Now go to orchestrator directly. Okay. Now what we will do, see, my workspace is limited to you, like only you can access, whoever the administrator is, that workspace will belong to only that person. For example, if Shivam joined in, Shivam will have a separate workspace called Shivam workspace. Everyone can access shared folder. Click on shared.
Vajrang, we accept that invitation.
Mhm. And you need to log in. Log into Orchestrator and you will be able
Yeah.
to access it. Okay. Um, Now here, if you see in the shade option, you have automations, monitoring, queues, assets, and storage buckets, testing, and settings. Okay, but if you see on the top left, there is tenant. Click on tenant, please. Here we have users, folders, manage access, machines, packages. So anyone who gets to log in will have this access. So click on shared. Click on sorry. Give me access. Give me the access. So here in the folders, I have shared option. In this shared option, I'm giving the access to whom? Automation administrator, automation user, and folder administrator. Anyone who's in this group will have the access. Okay, and if you see this particular item, so here we give accesses to everyone, and everyone are assigned to groups. So in Dheeraj didn't accept, others accepted this. Okay, if you open this, edit, they are already having accesses for automation users, administrators, and automation developers. Press cancel. So if you log into Orchestrator and if you see Mahesh Traders, you will also be able to access everything. Just check it once. What we will do, we'll create two workflows. One for one as a dispatcher, the second one as a performer. Publish process, close. So I'm creating a new process, Dheeraj, and closing all the UiPath items. So let's go with UiPath. So first let's create a dispatcher, then we will create a performer. Okay. So again, dispatcher and performer are nothing but two different programs or two different uh, any kind of such any program that we are going to do. So instead of RE framework, what I will try to use is I will try to use a single process, but we can also use RE framework. So I'm renaming it to dispatcher, and this should be added in the GitHub. Let's see. Okay, dispatcher. Where is documents? GitHub. Okay.
Uh, Bajrang, I'm his orchestrator, Mahesh Traders. So I'm in his shared folder.
Mhm.
What I have to do here exactly?
Watch the record. Watch the meeting, please. You need not do anything.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have dispatcher, and here in this you can add anything Windows legacy or cross platform, that doesn't matter for now. All we are doing is creating a workflow. Okay, so what did we do? We just created a separate project. Other than that, nothing till now. Okay, open workflow. Okay, here in this, let's add an activity called add queue item. So what add queue item will do? It will add items, right? Did you remember this activity, or do I need to explain what is add queue item? Please speak out. Come on, guys, tell me, did you know what is add queue item or not?
Yes, yes,
Yes, I know.
Okay. So everyone are using shared folder. So everyone will have shared folder access. So in here, I'm changing it to shared. Okay. So everyone log in your UiPath Studios as well. And how to log in? Click here, sign out with your existing ID, and select or re-login and select Mahesh Traders. That's how you log in. But for now, wait, check with what I'm doing. Okay. So here, I'll try to add queue item. So here, let's go ahead and create a queue. Go to shared folder. Manually, I'm creating queue. So this is like development on production and production, or you can say that this can be deployment as well. So what we are doing, we have a product deployment sheet. In that, we are asked to create a queue. So create a queue. Uh, so multibot demo underscore queue.
So this is we can consider as a production where
Exactly. So in this production, we are trying to create a new queue item. So there is not no
okay.
auto retry and all. So multibot queue is what we need to add. Okay, so this is the queue. In this, again, we'll go back to the code. Let's give the queue name here. So this is where we will give the queue name, right? So multibot queue is what we have. And here in item information, you can give as time. So I'm trying to add the current time. Okay, and this will be now dot toString. So what now dot toString will give me? Can anyone tell me?
Current time. It will be.
Current date and time is what I'll get. So whenever I
Yeah.
run this flow, debug it. So dispatcher, I'm only adding items to queue. Just remember that. We are not doing anything else. Okay. So if you see here in this orchestrator, go to view transactions. So what do we have? We have a new item, and in this new item, check with details. So we have time, and this is the time. And there is also one more option that we can implement in. So if you see in this particular queues, view transactions, we don't have anything in reference. So what is reference? So to find any unique item or to find any ID, or if you want to search something, you can use this reference. So how can you give this reference? Same. You can go back to add queue item and you can just mention that in the reference, just give the path. So I'm adding the reference. Just see there can be a small time difference. Now dot toString, because the first item will be executed, or either the reference will be executed first and then the information, addition of information. So when I debug this file again, so what is expected? Can anyone tell me what is expected?
The item should be added in the orchestrator.
Correct. So do we have a new item added in the orchestrator?
Yeah.
And this is at 8:16:40, and view transactions, view details, 8:16:40, right? And in the history, you can see if there are any queue items or not. But what is the activity or what this dispatcher is currently doing?
Adding the data.
Other,
That
other,
queue
other than
item.
other than that, is it doing anything else?
No.
Okay, great. Now, so to make more transactions, what we can do is we will use a while loop. Okay, do while, and I'm adding the add queue items here. Okay, and in here, I will create a variable called counter. So this is again just to iterate it, nothing else. Counter, and this will be an integer. Okay, if counter is less than 50, okay, then I need to execute this again. So whenever the counter value is less than 50, then I will execute it again. But what also I will do is I will increment counter here. For example, assign again counter equal to counter plus 1. So what am I doing? So first it will go with 1, counter value equal to 1, and it will add the item, and it will update the item, and it will see if the counter value is less than 50. If it is less than 50, then it will go again. So till 50 items or till 50 executions, this will continue. Okay, let's run the file. So what is expected out of this program now?
It will add
So
59
50 item,
to,
up to 49 item will be added in it.
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, 49, sorry.
So if you see here, items are added up. 22, 22, 21. So for every second, it's adding one item. Okay. So now the dispatcher part is completed, and who is creating the dispatcher, or how many times the dispatcher is executing? Only
49
once.
times.
Only once, but it extracted or it created around 50 items. Okay. Now we need to deploy this, or we need to create a performer. Let's also create a performer. UiPath Studio. So let's create a process again. I'm using a simple process, nothing else. Okay, and let's add it to the same documents, GitHub, RP developer in 30 days, Mahesh. So multi-bot demo. So we have dispatcher. Now we will have performer. Okay, I'm writing the code for performer only. Just check that out. Okay. So what yesterday I've said, if someone wants it, they need to get a ticket, right, to watch a movie. So how are we getting a ticket? We are getting a ticket using get transaction item. So what do we need to give in get transaction item? We need to give the queue name. So both should be linked to one queue. That is how you will understand that this is the queue that the bot is using. So who will give this queue name? Developer will give this queue name. And who will create it in production? Using the deployment sheet, because developer will provide the all the details, right, that they need to create this queue item. That's why that's how the bot will run. So now I am giving the queue name. So what is expected out of this? Come on, when we execute, what will happen?
We'll get one item from the queue.
How many items?
We'll get only one item.
Exactly. So get transaction item will give you only one item. Just remember that. So you're taking only one ticket. Get transaction item will give you only one item. Now here, let's give out a log message. Okay, and let's also set the transaction status. Okay, so whenever we pick this item, this will be automatically the status will be automatically changed to what state? Now this is in new state,
Progress.
right? View transactions. So whenever I take any item, it's like a pull request. Okay, go there and pick one item. So this will be changed to in progress state. Now, can anyone else get this item after moving it to in progress?
No.
No.
So using
No.
get transaction item, we cannot get the item that is already in progress state. Here, what am I doing? I will just write out the message, or I will just write out what is the item value here. So if you see here, view details. Time is what I want. Go back, and here if you see this log message, I will try to add an info, and in this info I will add, so what I can add, so
Get specific.
transaction item, because the transaction item is the queue item that we are getting, dot specific content. In that content I will give the key value, dot toString. Okay, so what are we doing? We are getting an item, we are writing an input, but what will happen if I stop this flow till here? I don't write any other code. What will happen?
The transaction item will be in process.
Yes. So we did not set the transaction item to either success or failure. Okay. So transaction item will be in progress, and it will be like that till we close it or till we manually close it for next 24 hours. So to avoid it, what we are doing, we will try to add set transaction status. So in this set transaction status, the transaction item that we are going to give is the transaction item keyword or the queue item that we have. Variable. So if you see here, this is the variable, right? Transaction item is a variable. So this item, we will try to set it to successful, and the transaction item is what we have. And in the output, if you see, you can add any value. But for now, let's execute this, and I will try to explain you what are more data, what is the more data that we can add in each and every activity. Debug. So what is expected to happen now?
It will get the item and set the transaction as success.
Okay. If you see here, my mouse is stuck. Mahesh, can you please move your mouse and see? Yeah, got it. So if you see here in the output, program started, execution started, transaction item got one item. Like 8:15, we updated this item, and transaction got ended. Now let's go back to orchestrator. Okay, close, and let's filter out successful items. Successful items. And here you can see the item, and with which robot this item is picked up?
Mahesh.
Mahesh, right? So let's go ahead and see in the details. What do we have?
Successful status.
Successful status. Okay, so how many items did we pick? Only one. So every time this process executes or every time we run the performer, how many items will it take?
One item.
Only one item.
One item.
So one item, it will complete and it will go to the next item. But like, okay, so I have completed one item, then why am I stopping? Why am I not going with the next item? Right. So that can be a question. So this is what we can do. While setting out the status, let's go ahead and add one detail so that we can get the name. So username. So this is any value that we give. Okay. And here we can give environment. So this is a keyword again. Environment dot username. So when I hit on OK, so let's get this executed one more time. So you can see that there is one item completed. Now we will have more items, one more item completed. So you have two items completed now, and two items are with reference. And see here, view details. Now you have username as this one. So how did we get the username? The machine robot name is what I'm taking. So if I'm running it in Viji's robot, then Viji might have a different name of a username. Then that name will populate here. So this is dynamic. View details. So here we didn't have output data because we executed it before we added that code or updated that code. So now our bot is completed. Okay. Now let's go ahead and deploy this. Okay. So how will you deploy this code? Can anyone tell me how will you deploy this code in the production environment?
We need to publish the code and upload it in Orchestrator.
Okay. So let's publish it. So the one way is I will tell you both ways. When you are working or when you are working in developer machine, your machine will be connected to Orchestrator, right? You can hit on publish. Okay. And while hitting on publish, hit next. Okay. Here we will add one other activity. Just a second. Okay. This is published. We will add items, but we will also try to add one more item called. So if you see here, reference is what we have, and environment.username is what we will add here. Just a second. Environment. So again, this is a keyword. So if you want to get a username of what bot is executing, then you can directly give environment.username. Okay, username plus now.post. So why did I do this? So if someone else execute it, I can get to see directly see in the reference where this got executed. So when I hit on publish, so the package is getting published, and where it is getting published inside the orchestrator. So see here in the tenants, packages. So see here we have dispatcher, right? View the process or view versions. So we updated two versions, 1.1 and 1.2. That's what we have, and the latest one is what we can pick up. Go back to shade and let's deploy a process or create a process. So what are the steps to deploy it? First we will upload a package, then we will create a process. So what is the difference between package and process? Can someone tell me?
Uh, Actually, process is consisting of package along with a specific robot allotted to one particular environment.
Absolutely. Excellent answer, but do you know the meaning of it?
Yeah, I know. Actually, we have environment like development environment, production environment, testing environment. So those kind of things. So as a developer, I'll work in dev environment. Uh, but whenever they are deploying in production, they can go for a production environment.
Wrong. So the production environment is just an orchestrator.
Okay.
Okay. So here we are telling a package. So package is the code. In process, we are telling it where it should be executed. So it doesn't depend on the environment or anything. So whichever environment it runs in, that's fine. Now
Okay.
I want whoever are having the access, I want them to go back to their UiPath assistant and click on refresh and see if you have multi-bot performer available or not in your assistants. We have given access for multiple members. Dheeraj, you didn't log in still, so let's remove Dheeraj access so that we can save the licenses. Okay, Pallavi, Shivam, and Shankar. Can you also check if your machines have these licenses? Like,
No, no, actually, I'm not. It's civil, I think.
It's not.
Yeah.
You are not able to see it. Okay. Now
No.
let's update the license. So Pallavi, I am going to give you
Okay.
allocate a user license, and I will give you a automation 800 user license. So you will be able to execute.
Okay.
Okay. So can you check now?
Hmm.
Refresh and check. Shiva, I will give you a allocate. I will give you a attended user license. So you should be able to run a process, but you will not be able to edit the process or make any changes. Automation developer, named user. So we consumed all the licenses. One license is for Mahesh, and Shankar will have one developer license, and remaining two have user license. Okay, tell me whether you
It's
are
not
able to.
connected.
Sorry.
I'm not able to see the multi-bot performer
Okay.
here.
Multi-bot performer. Why do we have multi-bot performer? It should be multi-bot dispatcher, right? Let's go back to orchestrator. Maybe I updated the wrong name. Let's go to automation.
Performer is we are going to run different machines, right? So if you
See, that's
correct
what.
me,
Whatever in whichever machine you run, that doesn't matter. The package is available for you to run. If you execute, the code will execute.
yeah, but,
It doesn't matter which machine are we running. If you want to deploy it in a different machine, you can deploy it, right?
okay.
So, package dispatcher. Let's hit on next. Package requirements is queue available. Multi-bot. Create. So I can delete this one. So others who are having access, Shivam, can you please confirm you are having the multi-bot performer or dispatcher? So now if you see here, if I just refresh, I will have dispatcher instead of performer. Yep. What about you have the licenses or you are not able to see it? Please confirm.
I'm not able to see Vajram.
Okay. Let's do one
Other
final.
team member, how?
They should talk, or else how would I know? They are always.
No, actually,
Yeah,
not
I'm
able.
asking.
Actually, need to sign out and sign in again with like default tenant orchestrator.
Yes. Did you do that, Pallavi?
I directly invite. I click on accept invite. It
No. See,
navigate directly into there.
here what you can do. Here there will be an option, and this should be connected to this orchestrator. That is Mahesh Trader's orchestrator. If you are not connected to that, what you can do, hit
Yeah,
on this,
I'm
sign
linking
out,
that.
then you will be able to see.
Okay.
Okay. So whoever have the access, why am I resounding? Okay. So whoever have the access, gosh. So except few members, others please keep yourself in mute. Ajita, I am keeping you in mute. Okay, thank you. So can you run the process? No. The people who are having orchestrator, please don't unmute because please don't.
Yeah, got it.
You got it right. You just need to log in, then you will have the access. Okay.
Ajram?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, actually today only I just arrived, so I'm just seeing what you people are doing. Probably I may not, I cannot understand because I was in the middle, right? So I'm just checking what you people are doing. I need to check yesterday's videos as well.
This is new, if you ask me. Today's concept. Try to.
Okay, that is, I joined late as well. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, no problem. Please keep yourself in mute. There is resound from your end or echo from your end. Thank you, Archita. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's everyone who have the access run the code, run the dispatcher code. So all you need to do is hit on this and then multi-board dispatcher execute run. Just do only this. Filters and then we have new. We have Ramana and this is the user. Whose user is this? 9195811. Okay, this is not a user, I guess. Is it a user?
That's that's not a user, I think. Bajrang, but 91.
Yeah, that's a user. 1116 is what we have, and 91958 is the username. Just check whose user it is, and do you have any more users? Refresh. So 919.
When it's completed, I think I did design.
Okay, so here Palla triple double one is one more user.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay, so if you just continue, we have items executed. See, whenever we execute the dispatcher, so whoever executes the dispatcher, items gets added. It doesn't matter who executes the robot, whoever execute or whichever robot executes this, items will be added to orchestrator. View
And
items.
whatever you mention in the code is the username. So whatever, whoever user it, it will pick the item that will be the mention there.
Whoever
What
creates
is the
this
key
item, it will be mentioned in this reference because that's the code that I have written. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
If I
yeah,
if I remove this,
yeah,
I will get only whatever the reference I want.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now let's go
It's
with
our
performance. Tell me, Pallavi.
it will help for us to detect which user which item picked.
Exactly. So let's publish it in a different manner. So let's publish it. So earlier we just hit on publish and we moved it, right? So now let's see how the deployment is done in a production by giving a package. So here we will give a custom place, and here instead of orchestrated feed URL, we will give a local folder. So let's go back to Mahesham and Mahesham. Okay, this is not the one. Documents, GitHub, RPA developer. We'll go with Mahesh. Okay, and multi-bot performer dispatcher we have, and let's create a deployment package folder. Create. Okay, publish. So this is published, right? So what I want to do, I want to give this to someone else in the team. So I'm adding that in the chat. So please go ahead and let's see this. Okay, new messages. Okay, I'm just adding it to the upload from my computer. Documents, GitHub, RPA developer in 30 days. Mahesh, multibot, dispatcher. Sorry, not dispatcher. Deployment packages. So I'm just giving this package, nothing else. Okay, so upload this package. Okay, now whoever have the access, Shivam, can you please share your screen once? Shivam, please unmute.
Hello. Yeah, can you see?
Yes. So now you are let's assume that you are maintaining a production orchestrator and you got a package to deploy. Okay. Can you download the package? So can Shivam see the code? What is there in the package?
No.
No what?
No, right? So he is
Till
given on
unless
he is only required to upload the package, nothing else. Okay. So tenant, go to tenant, Shivam. Tenant. Now we deployed it from studio. Now we will deploy it with orchestrator directly. Click on upload. Now select a file, or you can drag and drop back. Okay. Hit on upload. Now who is uploading this? Is the developer uploading this?
No. Yes.
no.
He is a different person altogether. And this is a production
Mm.
environment. Okay. Now, if you see here, performer is created. Shivam also create a process. Add a process. Go to that performer. Hit on next. So in the package requirements, you see that there is a multi-board queue that's mentioned. Hit on next. And just give multi-board performer here. Hit on create. Okay. Now let's go with, okay, this is created now. Everyone who are connected to this orchestrator should be able to see this in their assistants.
Yes, Vijay.
Okay. If you see that, can you please send screenshots of what you're seeing in the chat so that others can also have a view? Just send a screenshot of this particular UiPath assistant. Show mute, please do.
Full screen?
Yeah, full screen. Mahesh updated. So Mahesh have the image. Just reply to it. Don't create new conversation always. You can also add it in the chat. That's fine. Yes, Shivam updated it. Okay. So we also have Mahesh updated the item. Okay, so whoever are not working on this, were you able to get the concept or not? Tell me that first. If you are not getting, then I will try to explain in a different way. Please ask
I
questions.
have got an overview.
Who's that?
Sushant.
Ajita. Sushant. Okay, you got the overview. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So can you explain me what you have understood, Sushant?
First, we are creating a dispatcher where it will add queue items. Then we are publishing it to the orchestrator with access to team members, where they will also have access for that. And then we are creating performer and we are publishing it to orchestrator, which will run the dispatcher process.
Okay. So who should create this?
Dispatcher should be created by developer, and this publish thing should be did by admin. Am I right?
Wrong answer. So both will be done by admin only.
Oh,
I just
okay.
shown you how can you deploy it from studio. That's it. So the
Okay.
package is what you will give to end user, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Pallavi, nice way
Yeah,
of
fine.
writing the comments. Okay. So you are just
Mm.
take this as a team and just mention it everything properly so that it will be easier to understand. Okay. Now, so again, this is a production environment where we deployed the process. Now, can everyone, all four members, execute this process? Performer.
Vajran, what did you say? Uh,
Run the process,
can you repeat that?
performer. Run the process, performer.
No. Before that, say something.
So, okay. Pallavi, you wrote the comment, right? Hi, Mahesh mentioned in UAT
Yeah.
deployment document. So that's the best way,
No,
right?
no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So other than seeing in the logs, let's also see in the process queue items. Let's go to queues and see the queue item. View transactions. Okay, it's filter successful items. Okay. Now open, see here, robots. Pallavi executed a robot. Mahesh executed a robot. Shivam executed a robot. Can you open the item, please? Okay. So what robot is it in? Username?
91958.
Yes. So that is the username actual. Okay. A robot name is different from a username. Robot name is what the email ID or what we are mentioning in the orchestrator. But this username is what the bot is running on. Now, if you see here, this is one item. So every bot is picking up a new item. Did you understand that? What we are doing?
Yes.
Every bot is picking up a new item. It's not taking the item that is already picked by someone else. Okay, we will add one single thing.
Vajran, I have one doubt.
Yes.
So the like the machines who are who to whom we have given the access in the earlier stage as a user, so everybody should run their own mission, right? Then only they will go and get the items from the get transaction data.
It doesn't, it's not like that. So we are using a attended automation here. Like the bot should be executed from the assistant. Okay, but if we create a, give me the access, please. Request. Okay, close. So if I need to execute it from orchestrator in unattended mode, so what I can do is, let's go ahead and create a job. Go ahead in automations. Okay, create a job. Let's go ahead and create a job. So the person need not run it. Okay, let's press cancel and see whoever executed this code were able to we're able to see it. So here we have faulted, and let's see why this is faulted. So let's assume that there is an issue in the deployment or there is an issue in production. How will you see that? I will go through the jobs and I will see what are the logs. Since the logs are not available, I will log in into machine and I will see it. For now, let's go ahead and continue to automation, jobs, and start the process. So what is the process that I want to execute? I want to execute a performer. Okay, and then hit next. Allocate dynamically is what I have. Let's hit on next, start. So here, see, job configuration is not valid. Job will remain in pending state because of the following reasons. Foreground process, there are no machines or templates capable of running a foreground process. Windows process, there are no machines templates capable of running a Windows process. So we don't have any machine that is capable of running this particular robot. Let's see. Okay, there are no users who can run this bot in unattended mode. Okay, and we can also test in non-production, and let's see if we have any robot in non-production. We have no results. So how can we assign a robot to unattended mode? Go back to shade, view page. So by the way, Cloud Orchestrator provides you only one unattended license. Do you know that?
Mm.
Okay, hit on this particular. So Mahesh is sharing the screen, right?
No, actually,
No.
Who is sharing the screen?
I am sharing Shivam.
Shivam. Okay, so let's go with robots. Okay, and then unattended sessions. So we have whose machine has unattended. Ramana Gowda has unattended machine. Edit. Troubleshooting session enable. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to users. So this is still a mystery for me. Sometimes it gets connected and sometimes it doesn't get connected. Let's see. User sessions. So Ramana. Okay, what's the username? User sessions, unattended session. Ramana Gowda. Okay, whose orchestrator is it? Is it Mahesh orchestrator?
Yes.
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 Then why Ramana's machine is connected in unattended mode?
Yeah, that's what. Actually, that is my brother's name.
Okay,
Like he.
Mahesh, your brother's name is Ramana. That's why we are seeing
Yeah.
this detail, right? Got it. So here we are having one item. So let's go ahead and see in users, manage access. Mahesh, edit. So in robot setup, attended robot, unattended robot, you need to enable. Okay, run foreground automation. And here you need to give domain and credentials. Do you know the username and password of your machine?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and give CMD. So
Bajrang,
this will be an overkill for you guys. Like how to attend, how to keep this in unattended mode. Just try to understand till here. Tomorrow we'll try to use, we'll try to deploy it in unattended mode. So who am I? Will give
uh,
you the complete desktop and the username. Okay. So this you need to copy and give it, or copy this, and you need to give it in domain and username over here. Here in the credential store, orchestrator database. So you need to give the password. Can you give me the password? Can you give the password, please?
Yeah, done.
So whose machine is this? By the way, this is Mahesh machine, right? Mahesh is sharing the screen.
Okay, okay. So
Okay,
actually, he needs to video that.
No,
correct.
I am not sharing my screen.
Okay, who
This
is
is my
sharing
screen.
this? Who is sharing the
Shivam
screen?
screen.
Yeah.
Yes, Shivam screen. So we need to update Shivam's credentials here.
Yeah, I'll be minute.
Okay, let's leave the page. So we will give Shivam the access for unattended mode execution. Shivam, edit. So robot options. Let's give an unattended mode license. Okay, and run a foreground process. And let's go ahead and add this URL, email ID, domain and password. Sorry, domain and username, and give the user password, please.
Yeah, done.
Done. And then
Yes.
let's go ahead and hit on update. Okay, now if you see, we are giving one unattended license to Mahesh. Okay, now when we go back to Shade and when we go back to automations, when we want to run this performer from orchestrator, now you can select 0 runtime is connected. Okay, see, this is what will happen. Okay, from tomorrow let's go ahead and see why we are not able to connect this with unattended mode, or why Shivam's machine is not available here. But other than that, were you able to understand remaining activities? How to create a dispatcher, how a performer is created. See, dispatcher is executed in only one machine at one time. Performer we are executing in multiple machines. Were you able to understand?
Vajra,
Yes.
in this scenario, you have taken the items as timing, right?
Yeah, but in real scenario, you will get the data. You will add the data, whatever data. For example, in X-rates, we added the key, like a currency name, right?
Yeah.
So we can add currency name. So this just to show you that we are getting a new item here. So Mahesh, can you
Okay.
quickly share your screen? I just want to add one quick item.
Yeah.
Fast. So going back to performer.
Hello.
Yeah, give me the access, please. Okay. So can someone please be on mute? Ajita, not Ajita. It's Mahesh. It's Mahesh. So Mahesh, I will place you in mute just for some time. So just understand, like I want to execute this continuously. So what I can do is I can use do while loop or while do loop. So while do, what I can check is if transaction item is not okay, is not nothing. So what exactly am I saying here? If the transaction item that I have written is nothing, is not nothing, then I need to work on this item. So let's go back and then add this one. So if the transaction, so when I picked in the last item, and if there are no more items, then when I run this, or when the code is still executing, this will stop. Okay. So for that reason, I will continuously execute this. Program ended. Okay. So this one, I will try to deploy it in production. So again, I can deploy it directly, publish. So here is where I have the file. I'll go back to orchestrator, tenant, packages, upload, browse. So documents, if you have any query, please unmute and talk.
We are Mahesh is the production machine, so he is using our
No, see,
machines, right?
Mahesh orchestrator is the production orchestrator. His machine is not a production machine.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. So he's using our licenses for
No,
the.
your robots are using orchestrator, Mahesh production orchestrator licenses to execute the code. You are using licenses of
Is it?
Mahesh.
But Mahesh have only two attended,
Yes,
right?
two
So
attended,
how?
two developer. So that's the reason one of you got developer, one of you got developer, the second person got attended automation, the fourth person got attended automation. So 4 licenses are assigned to 4 members.
Okay, community version in the developer also have two.
Yeah, developer have
Identity.
two licenses, and automated attended user have 2 licenses. One unattended license is what given.
Okay.
Okay, so this is updated successfully. Mahesh, can you please upgrade the package, update the process? Go to
So
shade.
he's not. We are using his licenses.
Correct. Go to shade, process. Yes, upgrade the performer package.
Where is it option?
See that you are seeing a download option, right? You can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hit on that, upgrade to the latest version. Confirm. Entry point is missing, is what it's saying. Edit performer. So everyone now have the access for the latest version, and you can see
Yes.
that in the assistant. You need to reinstall it manually. So awaiting install, just hit on run the flow. So when we run the flow, now everyone trigger it at once. So performer is executing, job started, and let's see in the orchestrator. So jobs, Shivam executed, Ramana executed, okay, the Mahesh, and then Pallavi. So view logs. So see here, transaction ended, item taken, transaction. Now, are we running each and every item? Is the bot running each and every item? Did you understand my question? Did the bot pick up
Yes.
the same item from multiple machines?
Hmm?
Did same bot, for example, Pallavi bot picked up same item which is already
Multiple times.
picked up by someone else?
No, Raj.
No.
No, right? Everyone are executing a different item, and it works like this. Mahesh goes to orchestrator and asks for a new item, and once the new item is available, the item will be picked up and it will be executed or it will be completed. In the same way, whoever asks for it gets an item. Okay, so I'm going to end it for today's session. So, how many of you were able to understand it properly? I need someone to explain me for next 1 minute how to deploy multi-bot architecture. Ganesh, can you tell me? Ganesh Ashok, that is, yeah, Ganesh Ashok. Can you please unmute and talk?
We are creating the processes and we are deploying it in the production environment in Orchestrator.
Can you be more brief? Like if you are asked what is multi-board architecture, can you tell this answer?
Mm. There will be a dispatcher and process performer where the dispatcher will contain the code for executing the bot and the performer will execute that bot. And in Orchestrator, there will be users where multiple users will have access to those um, performers
Let me
and they
correct
can
it.
run
Let me
that.
correct it. Let me correct it. So here
Okay.
users can be treated as robots. These are not users. These are robots.
Okay.
Okay. I need a
These
better.
robots
Yeah, please
These
continue.
robots will pick each and a new item and it will process and it will have a success state, which we can see in the view transaction tab. And each robot will pick a new item and it will not pick the item which is picked by another bot.
Okay, I need a better answer. Thank you so much for trying it. Glory, can you try?
Okay.
Yeah, today we created a dispatcher and performer
Leave about
process.
today's activity. Just generally explain me about multi-bot architecture.
Where in multi-bot architecture, a dispatcher, when we run, all the items are added to the queue. We want to process those queue items. So we created multiple robots. Like we ran from different machines. So each picked different items and processed.
Okay, a better answer is what I'm expecting. Satish. Satish.
I was we have like multiple users, so everyone is adding data into the orchestrator.
Okay.
So the
See
orchestrator,
how will you answer this in an interview? That's what I'm expecting. See, you understood the concept. This concept is not just about adding users and working with the users. Understand it in a holistic way. Um, okay, let me try to explain it better in how you can explain it in an interview. Now,
okay,
whenever a person asks you, can you tell me about multi-bot architecture? Yes, multi-bot architecture. In the multi-bot architecture, the process is divided it into multiple bots, dispatcher and performer. Whereas dispatcher creates items and performer takes the items to work on it. There can be
okay,
one or multiple dispatchers and one or multiple performers. It completely depends upon how a business user wants to configure it. A
okay,
performer is a code that will be executed by any bot that is configured in an orchestrator. It's not a user. Do remember that in production environments we have unattended robots, and all the users now can be treated as robots or bots. So whenever a bot triggers, it will pick one item, and in the same way, whenever multiple bots triggers at a single instance or single time, every item or every bot will pick one item or will request for one item from orchestrator, and that will be processed by that particular robot. Using this, multiple executions can be handled at once, like multiple robots can be executed or can be started or can work at a single instance, whereas each and every robot has their own work to do, and we are not duplicating the work. So whatever the item that's picked by the first robot, it will not be picked by the next robot. So in the same way, we are parallelly executing all the machines so that the execution time can be reduced. And in the single, for every, let's say that a transaction item takes 5 minutes. So when we are running with multiple process or multiple performers, we are executing three machines. For example, if we have three multiple unattended machines, instead of executing or instead of completing only one item, we will be completing three items in 5 minutes. Okay, so that's the use of multi-bot architecture. And if you want to change anything in the dispatcher code, irrespective of performer, you can update only the dispatcher code. For example, if I want to add some log to the dispatcher, I don't, I need not change the performer code. The performer code stays as is, but only the dispatcher code need to be updated. In the same way, if I need to change a performer code, I need not disturb the dispatcher code. So the code is also segregated and modularized. Okay. So just understand, this is not just about creating a user in orchestrator and running it. This is about how fast we can execute and how quickly we are able to leverage multiple robots at a single instance. Now, I want one last person to try this again. Pradeep, can you please try? Pradeep, can you please unmute and talk? Okay, Pradeep, since I'm not able to hear you, I'm removing you from the meeting. Please join back with your audio. Okay. Uh, Venki?
Yeah, what's up?
Yes. Can you please explain me about multi-port architecture?
Yeah, so the multi-port architecture is having the more than one bot, so nothing but so here we are using multiple ports. So, for example, we will take one bot as a dispatcher and one bot as a performer. So here the main concept is like the dispatcher, whatever it is there, so it will create the items, and whatever the created items are there, the performer is going to collect the items from the dispatcher. So the whole operation where we are going to execute is through the orchestrator, where we are going to give the access to the multiple process, like the multiple bots. So we can able to run the bot at a time for the different instances.
Good. But once you deploy it and once you work on it, see, I was able to explain it around 2 to 3 minutes, the complete process. So in an
Yeah.
interview, just try to explain more on what is the complete process. Okay.
Yeah.
So who just joined now? Pradeep, right? Pradeep, can
Yes,
you please?
President.
Yes.
Actually, my system was hanging, so that I was not able to speak.
Okay. Yep. Great. So Pradeep, can one last question to before we close this session? Can you tell me what is how will you deploy uh, the process in production?
Uh,
How will you deploy code in production?
Actually, I'm so little bit confused in the orchestrator part. I'm new to orchestrator,
Okay.
so weak in
Let's
that
take with
part.
someone else. Then just try to watch the video again. Rohan.
Hello.
Yes, Rohan. Tell me.
Uh, you're asking about deploying the process or this multi-port architecture again? Sorry, I missed.
Deploy the process. How will you deploy a process into production machine?
Okay. So in a UiPath Studio, there is an option of publishing the process. Okay.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah.
And when we click that publish option, there are two options. Like we can publish it to the orchestrator, or we can download it as a new pick package on the local machine. So we can choose any one of the needed options,
Mhm.
and we can publish it from there.
Okay, how did you do it in your production? Like, tell me how did you do in your production environment? I know that there are two
So
machines, but how did you do?
we will download the package to a local machine. Then we'll go to the orchestrator and upload that package. And
And
like if it
why do you do that?
is
Why can't you just connect your robot uh, to like you can also connect it to your studio, right?
Yes, but like our machines is connected to the UAT orchestrator, then it will upload it to the UAT orchestrator only, right?
So one more answer can be you don't have the access for production environment. You have only
Yes, yes,
orchestrator access, but you will not have any robot access. So you cannot connect your studio to orchestrator.
right.
Okay. Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this session. New session, I guess, for everyone to understand. And what we can do in the next session is, so we have X-Rates code, right? So we will use that X-Rates code and we will create items tomorrow or by in the evening. I suggest you to everyone connect and do by yourself. So X-Rates dispatcher should be separated from a performer. Dispatcher should add the items like the it should add only the currency it requires in the orchestrator, and performers need to pick one item and work on that and create a new file. So that's what I need. If you want, you can go ahead and join in the evening and create by yourself. That will be very useful for you, and it will be very helpful if you do it by yourself, or else tomorrow we'll go into do it. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Have a great day. Have a good night. See you.
Thanks, Vajra.
Thanks, Ashok. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Vajra.